So this has been a video that I've been wanting to make for a very long time. And I didn't plan this video out much actually. I'm kind of just doing this on the fly. And I purposely wanted to make it that way because for me at least, running, it's not something where I overthink. And I felt like this video would feel most authentic if I just kind of spontaneously went about this video. So today I'm going to be talking about why I think everyone should start running. Now, I'm not here to convince you that you need to fall in love with running. That's not the point of this video. Now, I just wanted to talk about my experience with running and people in my life around me, their experience with running as well, and how I've been able to see how important it has been for their life along with my life, and why I think absolutely everybody can benefit from starting running. First of all, I think a lot of people, they tend to misunderstand why running actually matters. And when people start to think about running, when they start to talk about running, they always usually go to the speed, the time, distance, and honestly, that misses the whole entire point with running. A lot of people, they get into running to try and get in better shape, and that's great. That's a great way to get into it. It's an absolutely healthy habit, and to be honest, that's how most people start running. But running, it does so much more for you than just that. Running is one of the best tools for improving your mental health and strengthening your mind, and while most people, they don't get into running for that sense, that is why most people stay with running and they come to absolutely love it and be obsessed with it. Now, running, it's also incredibly simple in a time where everything seems to be extremely overcomplicated. Running is just simple. It's one of the easiest things you can do. You just put on your shoes, step outside, just put one foot in front of the other, step after step, mile after mile. You can run, you can walk. Doesn't really matter. Pace doesn't matter. Distance doesn't matter. You just go outside and just go. And I think a lot of people, part of the reason that they're turned away from running is because it forces you to be alone with your own thoughts. And in a time where we are constantly always distracted, we're always listening to something, we're always worried about something, we're always scrolling, getting a notification, running breaks you out of that mold, and it teaches you to become comfortable being with yourself. And at first, it's uncomfortable. It's absolutely uncomfortable. It's a big change for many people, going from being constantly connected, distracted with their phones, computers, everything, just taking a step back and taking maybe 30 minutes just to go out and run and just be with yourself and your own thoughts. It's uncomfortable, and over time it becomes one of the most important parts of your day, of your life, because of what that does for your mind. Running also teaches you to be disciplined, and it gives you confidence, not in this extremely loud and extroverted kind of a way, but in a boring and reliable way. If every day you can know that you can go out there, even when you don't want to, and just go out and run 3 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles, whatever it may be, if you can just grasp your head around the fact that every day you can do that, especially on days where you do not want to, that's confidence right there. That is confidence, that is discipline, and after a while of doing that, you stop negotiating with yourself so much. Now, running also teaches you to be uncomfortable and to be comfortable in times of discomfort. Now, every runner, whether you're a professional or you're a novice, you're just getting into it, every run, there's a point where your brain tells you to stop. Your legs may feel heavy. You might be gasping for air a little bit, and you want to stop. Not because you can't keep going, but because you just feel uncomfortable. And running teaches you that discomfort and feeling uncomfortable isn't something to avoid. In fact, it's something that you should chase, because if you can chase discomfort and chase times where you feel uncomfortable and want to stop, yet you still keep going, even when it's hard, that is an invaluable lesson. And you don't have to be good at running to run. I think the biggest myth about running actually is that you have to be good at it to start. And it's easy nowadays with social media to compare yourself to all these runners, comparing paces, times, distances. And it's okay to look at other people and get inspired by them, but you certainly should not be comparing yourself to them, especially when you're just starting out, because all that's going to do is just discourage you and not make you want to run. And I want you to run. You should run. Running is great for you, so you should do everything you can to not try and discourage yourself away from running. And another thing is, it's okay to not run the whole time. I think a lot of people, when they start running or they're thinking of getting into running, they think that they have to run the entire course of the run, no matter how long it may be. And that's just not the case. It's totally okay to walk or split up your runs into run walks and maybe slow down at some points or speed up at some points. And it's okay to do that, especially when you're just starting out, because running takes a while to become proficient at. It's something that you don't just become good at overnight. And when you're first starting out, it's really important to have and build this positive connection with running. So it's really important to just know that it's okay to walk. You don't have to run the whole entire time. And once you keep getting more consistent and over time, if that's something you want to do, you can absolutely run the whole time. But at first, it's okay to walk, and it's okay to go slower at some points. Now, right now, in the position that we are all in the world that we're living in right now, I think running matters more now than maybe it ever has in the past. Right now, it seems the world is in a very interesting and confusing and uncomfortable place, and a lot of people, myself included, we're feeling overwhelmed, behind, or maybe even disconnected. And in a time like this, it's super important to be able to take a step back, and running is one of the best ways to do that, and one of the few ways I feel like nowadays that really allows you to step back and disconnect a little bit from everything that's going on. Now, for this video, I'm not going to say that running is going to absolutely fix your life, solve all your problems. That's not what running is. But running can steady your problems, and it makes your problems a little bit quieter. Now, when a lot of parts of your life, a lot of things going on in your life feel uncertain, or you're questioning certain things, running, it gives you something solid. Now, I don't think everybody should start running to become a runner. That's not necessarily why I think running is so great. I think running is so great because it teaches people and it helps people learn to keep moving forward. Even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's quiet, and even when nobody's watching, it teaches you to just put one foot in front of the other and just keep moving. And obviously, while that applies to running, that applies to every single aspect of your life. And if you can continue to work hard and be consistent and keep showing up with running, you'll notice that in every other aspect of your life, you'll be more consistent, you'll be a harder worker, and you will continue to show up and be your best self every day.